Hello, my name is Dr. Anna Symonds. I'm a consultant clinical psychologist and director of Elysian Psychology. I put out a video a couple of days ago that people seem to find helpful. I had lots of lovely feedback about it personally. So I thought if it's helpful, I'll keep producing things for you. So I thought today we'd talk a little bit about how to accept what is going on and why that's important, and also about choices that we can make. It's really important at these difficult times that we feel we have an element of control, and sometimes that comes through choice. So I think when we don't accept what's happening, and everyone will be at different stages of this, of how much they can accept what's happening. So when we don't accept what's happening, it creates a bit of conflict. The conflict being, it's like this, but I want it to be like this. So it's like, I don't want it to be like this. So you kind of get this conflict, this kind of rubbing between those two sort of thoughts or feelings. And that is what creates the friction, and the conflict creates the emotional pain. So it's really important that we almost make peace with it and we accept it. And for those of you watching who think, well, actually, maybe I have shifted, even over the past week or so, it might be as recent as that, but for those of us that have shifted into acceptance, you probably feel a bit calmer about it. Or if you do feel calmer, maybe think to yourself, is that because I've shifted more to a place of acceptance? And it could have something to do with it. So moving to acceptance is really important in terms of kind of inner peace. It's all about acknowledging our feelings. So when we're accepting how we feel, and we're saying, well, that's okay, that's all right that I feel like that. If we're struggling to do that, you could do a bit of a grounding technique. You could do a technique where you kind of say, okay, so it's this time of day or whatever, I'm feeling really anxious because of this. So last time we talked about how important it is to know exactly what you're worried about. So, okay, so it's, I don't know, Monday at 2:30, and everything's okay. My feet are on the floor. I'm okay. I'm just going to let these thoughts come in and come out as if they're like, they're just kind of transitional, really. You don't need to hold on to the thoughts. So accepting the thoughts, say, okay, I know that thought is there. Bringing yourself back into the moment of where we are now, in the present moment, by saying, right, feet on the floor. I'm okay. I'm breathing. It's this time of day. Nothing bad is happening right now, and will help that thought to kind of move on a little bit. If you're struggling to push the thought on, or let it, you're not pushing it on, sorry. You don't want to push it on, you don't want to work too hard at that, because there is distraction techniques that you can use, and we may cover that at a different time, but really at the moment, perhaps you just want to be accepting it and letting it kind of transition away. Bring yourself back into keep bringing yourself very kindly and carefully back into the moment. So that would be things like, okay, right now, well, 4 things or 5 things that I can see, 5 things that I can hear, 5 things that I feel, I'm sitting on the chair, I feel warm or whatever, I feel a breeze, I don't know, from the window, whatever. So that's a good way to sort of help yourself to get to acceptance, really. And I think what's important is remembering that we probably do feel out of control, because this is out of our control, isn't it? This is something that we can't control, but maybe there's elements within it that we can control. So my argument may be, if you say, I feel really out of control, is to say, okay, I understand, but what can you control within that? So if you're making the decision, and it is your decision at the moment, to self-isolate, then you're making a positive a choice that helps you. If you're choosing a different choice to buy lots of milk or toilet rolls, okay, maybe that's not great for the wider community, but it might be helping you to feel in control. So what we're to realise is that you do have elements of control and choice within this situation. It might be a choice to help somebody. It might be a choice to kind of, stick a note through a neighbour's door and say, I'm here if you need me to get anything or whatever. There's always people helping in these situations. Remember that if you have children, always look for the people that are helping despite a difficult situation. I think it's about getting the thought and kind of trying to choose again with it. So you're acknowledging you've got this thought that you're out of control or you're anxious, whatever it might be. And it's about saying, okay, I have a choice about this, and I'm going to choose peace, acceptance, love, whatever they would have. I choose peace instead of this. I choose peace instead of this. So even acknowledging that thought is extremely helpful. Just acknowledging that thought is there really helps the brain to kind of, helps us to process it in a slightly different way. I always say to my clients, if you feel there's no point worrying, plan instead. So if you're feeling worried, is there anything you can do to plan that helps you to feel more in control? So me, for example, personally, was feeling quite out of control of everything that's going on. continuing my business over Skype, which luckily I can do. But, you know, feeling kind of helpless about the wider world, like how can I help, what can I do? So I decided to do these videos. It's something that I kind of, you know, hopefully finding helpful. And it means that I feel a lot better. So, you know, I feel like I'm doing something that's helping, which helps me to feel sort of in control. I'm making a choice to kind of try and see, okay, well, how can I do something positive to help people? Just on that note, I think, you know, be careful, the people that you talk to, you must talk to people about our feelings, but you know the people around you that are more helpful to talk to. You know the ones that probably give you empathy. You know who are the ones that are good for a good old moan, but doesn't really get you anywhere. You know the ones that will say, I don't bother, don't do it, or whatever. You know, go to the people that you want the right response from. And if at the moment you're thinking, I need to keep myself positive or whatever, maybe not having so much contact with the person who you think is going to bring you down. And that's a choice that we make as well, and that will help us to accept the situation and also feel in control. So I hope you found that helpful. I'll be uploading these videos to YouTube as well, so if you'd like to come and give us a subscribe so you can kind of keep on top of what's of things that are coming out. I'm going to try and do them quite frequently for you again if people are still finding them helpful. And please do share them. The last one was shared many times, and I'm so grateful, and because of the feedback that we've had, I really feel like it's making a difference. So if you want to make a little bit of a difference, perhaps share this and anything else that you find helpful. There's a lot of negative moaning and things like that, which I appreciate we have to do as well as part of the processing. But I think let's put some positive energy and messages out there. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.